Hi guys. See if they can make it in, huh? Yay, Audra, you made it in. That means we're live. Look at where I am at. Isn't that pretty out there? Hi, Lizzie. Writer's Encouragement. I am holding it by hand, so I'm going to make you guys dizzy, and we'll see how we do with reception. So if you're glitchy, it's because I'm in a new place. Hi, Brandon. I've been watching you on your, or I've been seeing that you've been scoping. You've been scoping some long chatty guy ones, huh? Good to see everybody. Writer's Encouragement Show. Finally, it feels like forever since I've been doing that. I don't want to walk around or move too much because I've had trouble with the Wi-Fi where I'm at. It is a writer's retreat, and that's what I'm doing, Audra. See, look behind me. See this cute little house? Okay, so my same friend, the one that let me borrow her house, she spontaneously asked me to get away. And guess what? I have two daughters that are completely in different directions, gone for 4 days, and one son who's going to be gone for 2 days, and the other two boys are working. So guess who gets to come play? Hi, Dean. So this is my view out the windows. Let me turn it around here. Some new faces in here. Kara Grandel, Writer's Encouragement Show. This is the John Day River. This little house is right on the river. And I am in serious dig up the editing mode. See, there's my little workstation right there. Good to go. But that's what we're up to. The Writer's Encouragement Show for the sake of finishing the edit. Finish, girl, finish, right? Hi, Brandy. I'm looking for my tripod because the internet's acting like it's gonna handle it. So let me see if I can find this tripod and do this way so that I can actually talk with my hands, because I talk with my hands. How are you? Tell me what you're up to. Audra, I don't have reception here unless I'm on a hotspot. It is a haven, a heaven haven. And so I want to hear how the cabin is going and how anything's doing. You're new and you just started writing your book. And Jacobs, is your name Jacob? Or I'm assuming that's the last name. And tell us about it, because that's what we're doing here. This is a Writer's Encouragement Show, and we do, you're from Montreal. How cool is that? Well, Mr. Montreal or Mrs. Montreal, I can't quite see your little picture. Can't tell. Guys, tell them what we do in here. We're Writer's Encouragement Show, and everybody in here is on the creative journey of some sort. Let's see if I can get this thing to balance you out. And I'm a historical Christian fiction romance novelist, and I have books done. I have an agent, and I'm working with a professional editor right now. And we are in the journey. Sorry, guys, it's like weird angle, but it's the best I can do in this new location. And on the Writer's Encouragement Show right now, I usually spend a few minutes talking to everybody about how to stay in the chair and how to keep moving. And so we have Audra, who's working on editing, and Brandy, who's a new writer. Miss Montreal, will you tell me your first name so I can catch it? But you're getting it done. Yeah, okay. So you're going to love the show this morning, Brandy, because it really is. There's so many seasons of this journey that are the get it done window. Ronell. Ronell Jacobs. Ronell. Do they call you Ron for short? Ronell is pretty. And Lizzie's back in. Sorry if you guys have a connection issue. I'm sure it's on my end because we're, Nels. Hey, I can do that. Nels, everybody say hi to Nels. Give him some hearts. Nels, tell us what kind of book you're writing. Now, there's some people in here who are artists, who are, they write, they're photographers, they're screenplay writers. We've got Brandon, if he's still in here. He's Mr. Poet Extraordinaire, which I miss your work, mister. I'm ready for a poem. 4-1 kids make schedule pretty hectic. Yes, and actually I feel decadent right now, Brandy. Being here, this feels extremely decadent. It feels like, I almost feel like I have to confess to you. Isn't that weird? You know, because we just did all of our family vacations, which have been planned forever, and then whoop, we're here. Well, I'm not going to make it any apology. I'm going to dig in and get some work done. How's that sound? Because I'm on the last big hurdle. The last big hurdle. Yeah, and you wake up every night to write. Oh, neat. Is it fiction or nonfiction? Oh my gosh, Brandy, that is awesome. I thought you said you were having a hard time, but you were totally rocking it. That's like 3 days worth of writing for, you know, on a good day. Some people write less than that. And I'm gonna see, this is one of my research books that I really like. And it's this vintage book that's printed in 1895. It's spiritual, yay. Yeah, you're rocking it. Audra, how's your project going? Did anybody, I wonder if she still stayed in here. And Brandon, how's school going? He's in school again. Yep, it does. We got to go with it the best that you can. So let me read this to you because this is actually, okay, he's this guy. I'm struggling too. Just chugging along. That's right. Okay, so I know Audra is considering going to a writer's conference that's only 10 minutes down the road, which would be mighty convenient. I haven't been in the cabin to update. Okay, good. So Audra, please know that I will do one big update when I get back to my Wi-Fi because I will be working. Yeah, but that's the thing. When you go to write, then being on the cabin feels like you're distracting yourself, which is weird. So I appreciate it. I will post a couple pictures eventually of this trip in the Author for the Author, but I don't have reception unless I really make it happen. So we want to keep going. I want to keep her hotspot from getting too much racked up data going on. So can I read this to you? Because this is really helpful to me. How often do I write? Exactly, that's why I've been offline. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to keep going. The whole point of Writer's Encouragement Show is to see little measurements. So the next right thing is the question I always ask. What's your next right thing? Because it's the small building blocks. Struggle when I start comparing my artistic voice to those around me. Oh my gosh, Brandy. That's the name of the game. But here's the thing. There's only one Brandy. Every story you could possibly think of, every book you've ever think of, has been written before in some way or another. But it hasn't been written by Brandy. You're the only, that's your thumbprint, remember? Yes, you know, think about me. I'm interviewing these authors and talking to them behind the scene. I read their books. Yeah, you're in the right place. That's right. Yes, so come find us, Author for the Author on Facebook. I will struggle to let you in until I get back from my trip, but do not despair. And in fact, someone else, if you see this, if you've seen Nels, did I get it right? If you see Nels, come try to join. Then help me get them in, because Author for the Author, spell it for me, guys, so they can see it. There's 141 of us. I'm here for 4 days. I'm here through Thursday, and I don't plan on scoping a lot more. If I scope, it will be on one of our trips into town, which is Astoria, so that you can sightsee with me, and so it will be when I'm already playing a little bit. But the goal is to push and get done, and my editing project is 10 pages long that I had my friend read it with it. Yeah, so on Facebook, Author for the Author. I didn't see if somebody posted it for you. Author with a little a, then the number 4, then capital T, the capital A. There you go. On Facebook, right there. Oh, the T is capitalized in there too. But you can figure that out. It's and then there's a whole bunch of us, and all we're doing is not selling to each other, not pitching each other. We're just motivating each other. And actually, Nels, there's a couple people that have written what your flavor is. There's a group of you guys. We should almost tag you guys together. Nels, will you tell me if your book from the Lord is nonfiction or fiction? Is it a story or is it teaching or memoirish? And then so the Writer's Encouragement Show happens at this time once a week. Story, awesome. Okay, so then now tell me your timeline. Are you historical? Are you modern day? Are you fantasy? You know, where do you fit? So a lot of us are and teaching, story and teaching. Oh, it's 2 separate books or in the same book, like assuming people will be able to learn from the story, like parable-ish. Parabola. How do you say multiple parables? Parabolae. Okay, derailed moment. So we come on this show 9 a.m. on Tuesdays, Oregon time. So it's 9 a.m. here. Contemporary Christian fiction, yes. Parabolae, yes. That almost sounds like a disease, doesn't it? Parabola. Ideas to put in it. Yes, that's right. Okay, so you're in the right place, very much so. So the networking on there is a lot about the actual function and practical side of writing and publishing. Lots of people in there that are traditionally published, lots that are independently published. We have successful authors that are multiple published in there with us. We have people, actually there's editors in there. There's small publishing houses actually in the group. They don't participate to say, well, here's your book or whatever, but they're all encouraging each other because each one of us has a part to play and it's a lot of work. Okay, I'll see you later, Brandy. It's super good to see you. Hugs from Oregon. Childhood to know. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so let me read these two things, and then what we do on the show is the next right things. What should you be doing? What's the small, measurable, easy to do thing that's the next thing in line, that's moving you forward towards your adventure? So, oops, this isn't the one I want to read. Let me flip the page here. I'm going to read this one. This old guy. Why is it the old guy always sounds so wise? So he died young at 46, and he was this book was written in 1895, but he was born in 1851 or something. So he lived in my genre. So that's pretty much why I like to read him. And he was a teacher and a smart guy, and so he liked the best thoughts, and he was a scientist too. So interesting. So this one's called Results, and hopefully it won't be boring because I'm not going to read too long, I promise. It says, if a housekeeper turns out a good cake, it is the result of a sound recipe carefully applied. She cannot mix the assigned ingredients and fire them for the appropriate time without producing the results. It is not she who has made the cake, it is nature. She brings related things together, sets causes at work. These causes bring about the result. She is not a creator, but an intermediary. She does not expect random causes to produce specific effects. Random ingredients would only produce random cakes. So it is in the making of Christian experience. Certain lines are followed. Certain effects are the result. The effects cannot but be the result. But the result can never take place without the previous cause. To expect results without antecedents is to expect cakes without ingredients. That impossibility is precisely the almost universal expectation. Okay, so if you followed that, did you follow that? Basically, results, we can't have results unless we do the work. And now this is talking about our Christian walk and things like that, but I'm applying it to our writer's world. We cannot have the outcome that we want unless we put in the ingredients that we want. And the ingredients is creating, sitting in the chair and actually creating. It's editing. It's doing the hard work. It's thinking about it. It's carving out the time, pushing back against life and responsibilities over and over again. It's hearing that you can be better and being able to be soft enough to hear it. Yeah, she's not the one that makes the cake. And that it's a little bit methodical to me, meaning that it's not happenstance. Being a good writer isn't happenstance. It's hard work, and good hard work, good worth doing hard work. So I wanted to read one other thing. Let's see if I can figure out where I put the marker on it. Here we go. And this was the other thing. So it's really short. See, look how short this one. Hi, Joe. So this is really short, and it says growth noiseless, which is interesting. I'm not growth noiseless. What an interesting title by itself. Growth is noiseless kind of idea. Say, do not think that nothing is happening because you do not see yourself grow or hear the whir of machinery. All great things grow noiselessly. You can see a mushroom grow, but never a child. And so these were my encouragements today, retreating and reading and doing research for my stuff and actually being here, actually getting it done, yay. You don't see your own growth. You don't see your own growth. It's really, really hard to see your own improvement and your own growth, but we are all growing. The mere fact that we're actually continuing to read and learn and write and practice and put ourselves in the chair, it's actually growth. Actually, I thought of you, Joe, when I read this, because here's a prompt for you for your story. It says, you can see a mushroom grow, but never a child. I don't think I've ever read a book that had anything to do with watching mushrooms grow. So I thought, that's for Joe's fantasy book. But never a child, right? And inside us, I mean, you can't see. And even this, it says, because you do not see yourself grow or hear the whir of machinery. You know, there's something going on. When you hear the noise, even of your dishwasher, you know something's happening. But we don't hear anything when we're actually growing. There you go. So this guy's name is Drummond, and he was a professor. But like I said, he's written in my time period. I love the intellect that they had going on back then, and obviously he has my moral premise at the for the most part too. So nice little antique vintage book that's perfect for what I need. So we are ready. Do I want to say anything else about that? So the 2 points that I made this morning is we can't see ourselves grow, but that doesn't mean the growth isn't happening. Growth is soundless, it's noiseless, and you won't see it like kids. You don't see it until they grow enough that you can actually physically look at them. What's the name, please? Best Thoughts. There, can you screenshot that? Best Thoughts Drummond. I'm not sure if it actually is blurry on your end or not, but if you screenshot it, then you can look it up. It's vintage. We did look it up last night. You can get it printed, reprinted, and in some places you can still buy it. About 10 or 12 bucks to get going on it. And he has some other works too that I think would be interesting to get my hands on. But so you can't see your own growth. And then the first part was, well, what was the first part I had going on? Results, the results thing, the cake. Remember, you can't get a cake unless you put the ingredients in, but you're putting the ingredients in, putting predictable, expected, thought out ingredients in makes a result that we know what's going to happen. So as you do the homework about learning your craft, about the discipline of staying in the chair, how many of you know that's the hardest part, is actually sitting down and doing it? We can dream all day long, but the doing of it is where the rubber meets the road, and it's what separates the men from the boys. I mean, it really does. That is, and it's not pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We're believing for him to hear it. Oh, you should scope anyway and tell that, Joe. Nobody's measuring you on Periscope. You should keep your audience going and do what you can. I don't get to be on. This is my rare internet moment. Joe, let me show you where I'm at. I'm going to turn the scope around here. And everybody start thinking about your next right thing, and I'll tell you mine. Hi, Mammy. Cute name. See where I'm at? I will be sitting in this chair over here today, looking out the windows onto the John Day River in Astoria. Oops, can you see? Is it too bright? Looks like it's pretty bright over there. And this is my friend who made it all happen. She's awesome. Everybody give 1,000,000 hearts for sharing. You got to double tap because we don't have too many of you in here. So she's made it happen for me. She had this connection for this house, which is pretty awesome. So that's where I'm going to be. How I wish I could just be playing and writing a new fresh story, but I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to finish my edit. I don't think I'll finish it this 3 or 4 days here, but I will be getting a chunk done. A chunk done. High five. Pooya, pooya. Yeah, so tell me your guys' next right thing. Mine will seriously be making sure that I don't play with Sherry instead of work. That will be the trick. What's your guys' next right thing? And I invite you, Nels, and I invite you, Mammy, if you're interested in this topic. And Brandon, I know you're doing school and stuff, but tell us your goal if you're still in here. I can get that story done this week. That's right. Bite at a time. One bite at a time, Joe. You're pretty good. You tell me. You talked me off a ledge a couple times when it comes to staying steady paced. So what about you, Audra? Family to be. Yep. I just want family to be, and then you made a face, but I'm not sure which face that is. So do you want them to be happy? Do you want them to be sad? Do you want them to be quiet? Do you want them... Can we guess? What do you guys think Joe wants his family to be? Just to be. Just get a little down daily. Okay, so Nels, this is how we do the next right thing. Be quiet. There you go. Yeah, I know. The next right thing has to be measurable. So you gotta get, so do you want between now and next Tuesday, well, do you want 2 writing times? Oh, not really family, just a little scattered. Okay, yeah, I get those times. The older my kids get, the more there's that tendency to have other influences in there, and they're all doing good and doing well. But sometimes, actually, it's on my to-do list. Next week, my next right thing will be a family dessert night where I can gather my people and have them sit, and we don't sit around dinner anymore because everybody has weird schedules, but they can sure sit around dessert, and you never met a Grandel who passed up dessert, including me. So we will do that. So Nels, do you have a more measurable one? And Audra, did you disappear on me? I can see that I'm losing people in and out because of the internet connection. Yes. I get a little done. Your kids are off to camp. Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, Nels, and I'm excited. I hope to see you on, maybe I'll check in with my Facebook and see to let you in like a half an hour. So if you jump over there, I'll try to get to you and let you in. Because we're a pretty solid community and some big connections are happening, and even some critique partner groups are pairing off. Meals together important. Yep, they are. And we used to do them all the time, but it's different seasons. So yay, it's nice to meet you. Okay, Audrey, I see you're back in here. We just did our next right thing. Do you want to throw one in the pile? Yeah, I'm sure. I walked around and I clicked back and forth, so I should sit my buns in this little chair and stay here. So next right thing is where we're at, and Nels is super excited to be with us, and she's gonna, I can't see your little picture, Nels. I can't tell. Nels, is that a, it's a very cool name. It's a she. Thank you. Yeah, your picture is far away. It's a little dinky on there, but now I can see it. You got a hat on in there. And not fall out. You have. Do you want me to look really close? That's funny. Nels, yes. Okay, so Audra, you're the one I'm waiting for. I want to hear Audra. And then all of you replay people, you know, tweet me something that tells me what you're doing. Use a connection here. Continue to plug away at my schedule working on the first act editing. Yes. Oh, editing. We got to come up with a better word than that, because editing just, it has so much stigma with me. No empty periscopes. Yes. Hey, no, I just give you the great eyeball, you know, like. It's a bad, dirty word. Oh yeah, editing. I'm like, uh-oh, did I miss something? Resculpting. There you go. Resculpting. I can do that. Yeah, editing is synonymous with hives. Rewriting your done before edits. No, I'm playing. Actually, I've been praying over that. That's actually a new piece, something I could bring to Writer's Encouragement, is I've been believing for the Lord, just like an accountant would pray for his job, and that would involve the numbers. They don't want to make a mistake. They want to use their numbers properly. It's their numbers are repeatable and containable information and systems they're using over and over again. That is what editing is. So if an accountant would pray over their job, then I'm going to pray over mine when it comes to editing, and not just believe for the inspiration to create and write, but also to believe for the capacity to hold the mechanics of craft so that I can do a good job. Yeah, molding, but it says, there you go. The number all lined up in order. Yep. Okay. So that's, has done accounting. You've done it. Yeah. So it's not really anything changed. I know the Lord was in the editing before, but I feel like this is a way for me to see that he would be as provisional with my editing experience as he already has shown himself to be in my creative endeavor. But because they're so dual-minded, there's such a different part of the brain that's involved. So be encouraged. That's it. I'm going to pray real quick over us, and then I'm going to get back to work because you guys are distracting. I'm going to play with you. So Lord, I just thank you for Nels in the group, and I thank you for all the people that are here today, and I ask, Lord, that you would make their next right thing very clear, that they would know and they would get a sense of reward when they sit in the chair or they put themselves to work to do it. Lord, we just thank you for the obedience factor, that we can do the thing that you've asked of us and desired of us, and that you are responsible for the outcome. But I declare over myself and over all of you guys, finish in Jesus' name. Be blessed, guys. That's our show. And I will see you later. And hopefully I will have, not hopefully, I will have a lot of my editing project done. In Jesus' name. Amen. Bye, guys. Nice to meet you. Bye.